for some shopping. Ooh, what'd you get? Now I'm really curious. And yes, Warcraft 2 does seem very likely. I know that they leaked a Warcraft 1, so maybe they've been working on both for a while. They probably had both, or at least one, in the works since Reforged and Diablo 2 Resurrected. But they probably put it on pause considering how Reforged came out, right? Like, I still think Reforged had amazing graphics. I am so thankful that they remade that the trailer for it, but the fact that they didn't do any trailer, any of the other cinematics remade, the fact that they didn't add any of the story that they said that they were going to do, like it basically went from being like a 9 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 to being like a 5 out of 10. And I love Reforged because it's still Warcraft 3, but it's updated, like just graphics. Dr. Pepper, Pepsi. Okay, you got Dr. Pepper and you got Pepsi, but you didn't get any Mountain Dew for your Legion bike? Or is that just a North American thing? So it's just a North American thing? I know you don't live near the U.S. I just didn't think it was just a U.S. thing because Mountain Dew is everywhere. So, well. Funny thing is, I went out and got a 24-pack of Mountain Dew the other day, and 24-pack of the original Mountain Dew gives you 1,000 points. The bike is only 600. And then, because I was looking for the citrus black cherry, or blackberry, black cherry, whichever one it is, and I couldn't find it. And then all of a sudden the next day, my girlfriend comes home and she was like, "Hey, is this what you were looking for?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And it was a 12-pack of the citrus black cherry with Alaria and Xalatath on it. So I have 2,000 points. Canada isn't included. That sucks. But if you get the code, can you still use it? Or is it literally just I assume because you could get the code.
I mean, like, it's cliche, but it's such a dream come true of being able to create the things that brought me so much happiness over the years.
Until I landed here in Irvine
and yes,
and went into the Blizzard campus.
The black cherry one is also worth 1,000 points.
I went into my office.
So I have 2,000 points. I just haven't redeemed
on
yet.
The door sign against my door, it said Chris Metzen. So I just saw him going into the room one day and I completely geeked out.
It's so strange coming into work and realizing, oh, I work on this thing now. I get to contribute to the world in whatever way that I can, and then seeing it go live in game, whether that's a couple months afterwards or even up to a year after I finish the task, seeing people react to it it's amazing, honestly.
Oh my gosh. I love the old artwork and like how much detail they put into it. Not that I don't love the new artwork, but the old artwork is just so
For me,
nitty-gritty.
playing with my friends is probably the best part of World of Warcraft. Like, a lot of the memories I have growing up were just things I did with my friends.
I really like the communities in our games, especially in World of Warcraft. I've made a lot of friends. Definitely some of my closest friends are people that I've met playing World of Warcraft. I've gone to a few different weddings of people that I met playing WoW.
WoW means a lot to me. I met my wife playing World of Warcraft, so it is a game that means an awful lot to me personally.
I met my wife through the game. She asked if
That's amazing.
we wanted to play
I love that.
arena together. We talked more than play, so I got to know her a little better. And many years later, we have a
Oh, do
family
you hear
together.
that Warcraft 2
We're still playing WoW.
Excuse me, Warcraft 2
I would say there's maybe a
remastered
good
music in the back.
50 to 100 people
It's like that anniversary event. I
I've
love
come
it. It
across
makes me feel
and
so good.
stayed connected with
Makes me feel home.
in my personal life and in professional life, that we really strengthened our bond playing World of Warcraft together.
Wait, hold on. Oh man, I got to see
Working
that, the old ground.
on Hearthstone and just in the Warcraft franchise and at Blizzard in general
By the way, I
is
just wanted to
something
show
I've
you
always dreamed about.
Dark.
To work on this game that I've played and
Right
been
there,
a
you
fan
got
of
Xalatath.
for most of my adult life, it's a dream come true.
Candelaria.
I think to work on World of Warcraft was something I could have never imagined.
My job entails
And,
as a senior test analyst, being
it's
on the
Citrus
team,
Blackberry.
working
It's
on
actually
Warcraft
really good.
Rumble. It's an incredible experience. And again, since I love the game anyways, I have the passion for it, right? So I love to just be a part of that whole experience.
I work in localization. I play on the Taiwanese realm, so I see firsthand players all over the world able to enjoy the game in the language that they're used to. It is a great feeling to see that.
You know, I used to be so into Hearthstone when it first came out, and like the first like expansion or two, but now they got so many crazy things going on with it. I still try to play it
Way
once
back
in a
in the
while,
day,
like
I
once
was
every
12 years
while.
old, and somehow I ended up in a guild with a bunch of guys that were in their late 20s. They really enjoyed outdoor PvP, and even though I was a lower level, I would still join them from time to time. They've
You'll
been
happily
using me
take
as
it.
bait for Alliance players.
I might.
My favorite memory
might
is actually
have
when
one that I don't
dove
need.
my guild master on his out. I managed
I mean,
to
I
beat
could
him,
use it for
and
all
then for
those
the first time ever,
aprons, I
I
could use it
unmuted my
for
mic,
those-
and with the most high-pitched,
thrill
squeaky,
bots and chill
prepubescent
bots.
voice, I told him,
Well, I don't know.
how does it feel getting
I
beaten by
might
12-year-old?
have an extra code.
We had what we called computer time. So like our parents would
As long as
ration
I get
how
the amount
much
from my-
time we
from
would
my
have
original
for
code.
using a computer, where we'd have like 2 hours on, I would have like 2 hours on a Monday, Ryan would have 2 hours on a Tuesday or something. So yeah, we would have to trade off in that sense. Some days we might trade hours or...
Yeah, we used to sometimes save some of our allowance money to buy hours from each other to have more computer time.
My first game was Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos in the Warcraft universe.
Mine was Warcraft 2.
And then from there, I
Tides of
expanded
Darkness.
beyond to the Frozen Throne. I have a lot of memories playing a lot of custom games. You know, a lot of those tower defense games that are super fun.
I was one of the main healers in our raid group. And I was home for the summer from college.
I love
and
these
my parents
cinematics
had
they've
just
been doing
gotten
for
a
the
puppy.
classics.
And
They look
I
so
was like, oh, my
good.
puppy's been really quiet. That's unusual. And I kind of lean over past my laptop, and she had gotten into one of my artist pens, and she just had ink everywhere.
Ooh.
And me naturally being like, you know, worried because I thought one of the ink pens was toxic. I was like, oh my God, my puppy's gonna die. Did not explain further than that. Threw the laptop and wiped our entire raid. And that's one of my favorite stories of how my puppy killed 25 people in World of Warcraft.
I loved PvP, and
yes.
I think I
actually,
went on
so
a
seeing
10
that
win
cinematic
streak
of
once.
the old orc and
I'm
the
not
the
that
old
good,
night
but I
elf
love it. And
fighting
I think
from the
I went
original
on a
one.
10 win streak
I actually
once in the
have
arena, and
both bottles
and
from
I
the
didn't
original
even think
Mountain
about it.
Dew
It just happened, and
promotion.
it was pretty awesome.
The code red with the
I
heart
still
on
remember
it,
the
and
first
the
time I
blueberry,
went to
think it was, or
BlizzCon,
whatever,
it
or
was
whatever
the
flavor it is.
2017
for,
BlizzCon.
For the Alliance, and it
I
has
was
the
really
night elf and it has
excited.
the orc
First
on
time
it.
getting to
I
see
actually
all of
have them
these
out on
big
display
announcements for all these
on my
different
little,
games live.
Nerd tower, I call it. My little nerd tower over there. top of my collector's editions. Oh my god, that would be awful. I'm so glad your game was Warcraft 2 as well. Like, Warcraft 1 would still be great, right? But, like, Warcraft 2 just was like... I actually got to do LAN parties with Warcraft 2. Like, it was so awesome. I, at one point, got to do a LAN party where we hooked up with 4 computers total. Was it 4?
RTS days,
yeah, 4
and
computers
I haven't
total.
left
That
since.
was so much fun.
I've been playing World of Warcraft for about 15 years now. Which is pretty wild to think about.
I looked at my very first achievement, by the way,
Human Frostmage,
and found out
all 15
when
years.
I've been playing.
Yeah, I've been playing World of Warcraft for 20 years. Actually
It was
started
the end of
like early
January.
alpha and beta.
I've been
I think it
playing
was,
World
like,
of Warcraft.
the 26th or something like that. I have
guess,
to relook again. 'cause it's on
21
my first
years.
character.
I started playing when I was 5 years
You know,
old.
'cause
a lot of our systems
achievements
and
do
our
timestamping.
code is, you know,
It
20
was like January
plus years old.
26th,
I've
or
found
something like
files that, were written before I was
So I've
born.
been playing since the end of
I
January
lived in San Diego
2009.
at the time, and I heard that there was a midnight signing, and I got signatures from everybody who was there who worked on the game previously.
This scene right here.
And
How
it's
many
so
times,
good connecting with
and be
people
honest,
who
how
actually
many
signed
times
it for
have you
me.
kneeled
And,
down in
you
the
know,
snow
we get
and
to share
done the
in, like,
Arthas
this
swipe?
experience of, oh, you know, like I was such a passionate fan, and you know, you signed this, and
I've
now
done
I
it
get
a
to work
lot.
with you as a professional.
Whether you want to just chill out and be solo and enjoy the world, or you want to like get in deep with your guildmates and like raid as hard as you can, there's a little something for everyone, and there's space for everyone to have a really satisfying experience, no matter your play style.
The future of Hearthstone's looking very bright. There's always cool new cards coming out. We've got plenty of ways for both new and returning players to get into the game.
There is
Put on a
magic
glove,
here,
man.
and I
He's
think
got
that
gloves
magic
on.
will continue for the next
Trust me, you
30,
feel
40,
powerful
50
when you
years,
do it.
and I'm excited for what's to come.
I miss those cosplays. Oh my gosh, I know they're not like cosplays, right? But I miss the costume contests. That's what I was looking for. I really miss those costume contests. There it is, Warcraft 1. I've been trying to play that, by the way. I played that on my stream a couple nights ago.
Warcraft has always been my peace and my outlet.
And in the
I
intro
have such a
cinematic, it
deep
actually
love
says, "Welcome to the world of
everything
Warcraft." So
inside
even back then, they knew.
I thought, I'm gonna move on eventually, as if it was just any other game. And it wasn't.
Oh, do it, man. Do it, man. It's so liberating.
I was a
30
very introvert
years.
person.
Insane.
I was lonely, and then I accidentally stumbled upon World of Warcraft. I even ended up
The
in a guild,
Sylvanas
and in the
shirt.
guild
I remember those.
even made some friends.
And we always come together to enjoy the moments that we create in the game, whether they're fun, competitive, or silly.
Warcraft Rumble is okay. I had fun doing it, but trying to keep up with the seasons was a lot.
My water just broke. And I said, oh my goodness, I guess we better go to hospital. And you said, nah, let's kill this dragon.
And we did.
That's insane. I remember seeing that. I still have my tiny little
Hearthstone changed my life. I cannot picture my life
Frozen
without
Throne,
WoW.
or not Frozen Throne, Wrath of the Lich King box. I still have my battle
Thank you,
chest for
Warcraft,
World
for
of
giving
Warcraft and Burning
everything that you
Crusade.
gave us so far.
Oh.
Here's to like 100 years more.
When I say World of Warcraft saved my life, I really mean it.
I think World of Warcraft, for people who really play, has somehow saved everybody's life in one manner or another. Even if it's just from a day of suffering, I think it's helped everybody.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct. I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft. Alongside Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and the Warcraft real-time strategy games, we are all honored to be here to celebrate some big milestones with you and talk about the future. Many of us began our Warcraft adventures as players before we became developers at Blizzard. No matter which game we work on, we all share a deep love for the Warcraft universe. Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be sharing what's coming up. Some of it next year, some just a few weeks from now, and some will even be available today. So whether you've been traversing the plains of Azeroth with a view from above, or chilling in the Hearthstone Tavern, sorting out your minis for your Rumble machine, or pursuing Xal'atath in Khazalgar, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Such an amazing villain.
What better place to begin than with the games that started it all? Here's Brad Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
Oh my gosh, I've got like, I'm all tingly.
It's kind of funny how life ends up. I actually never thought about ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft 3. After I qualified by the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me a card, and was like, "Hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our team."
Exactly, Dark. I'm the same way.
I wasn't interested. I was going to go to the nationals, win that, the world, win that, easy. But well, it was a good day to get that gas card, because 16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world.
Awesome.
Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better. So without further ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Available now, this patch overhauls the environments and lighting and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game hotkey customization, a revamped ladder, and much, much more. We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns Reforged. Now, I'm not just here to talk about Warcraft 3. We're also here celebrating 30 years of Warcraft. So not only will Reforged be receiving an update today, but we are also releasing fully remastered versions of Warcraft 2 and 1.
Does it sound like
so
it's
you can
cracking right
experience
now?
the story from the very beginning.
Oh, the original Daemon is what they
These remasters have brand new, hand-drawn visuals that capture the original art style from each game. And you'll be able to swap between the original graphics and the remastered versions in real time.
Oh my fuck.
For Warcraft 1, we added modern controls such as right-click move, bandbox select, and a faster game speed.
Glad.
Both games have also received various UI and UX improvements such as tooltips and health bars, mission select screen, and an increased unit selection. Warcraft 2 will still have multiplayer functionality, and all legacy custom maps will still be fully compatible and playable. We are also bringing back the Warcraft Battle Chest, which will include Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. So here's to 30 years of Warcraft, and I can't think of a better way than reliving the story from the very beginning. Oh, did I mention? This is all available right now.
Of course it is.
The tides of darkness
Come again.
What are you doing here, my son? Succeeding you,
Father. In truth, it was I who was betrayed. You must lead your people to their destiny.
That's amazing. It was so pixelated when I was playing a couple nights ago. But I already bought the games on freaking Blizzard app. The jerks are gonna make me re-buy it again?
We're being attacked!
Ooh.
Aye, Captain. Work completed.
At your command. I really hope that they would have added some extra campaign levels.
Now, we are one.
They're doing graphical updates to Reforged. brought back the battle chest.
Job's done.
Of course it did.
It's pretty amazing to think that Hearthstone turns 10 this year. It's been such an incredible decade. Together, we've made the tavern a place for sharing joy, excitement, and some very tall tales indeed. We've made friends with Murlocs, battled old gods, and now we're traveling through space. But for me, the most incredible thing of all is that I get to work on my favorite game with such an amazing team. Ever since Hearthstone came out,
Yeah, I have that
we've
mount
been
already.
with you on that road to legend. I remember on my first climb to legend, I had played something like 500 games in 1 month. And as the clock ticked to midnight, I was 2 wins away and didn't make it. But I played another 500 games the following month and made it. Shout out to Darkshire Councilman. But those 1,000 games pale in comparison to the more than 160 billion games
That's
that we've all played over the
insane.
last decade. And that's not counting Battlegrounds. Can you believe that it's been 5 years since the mode launched at BlizzCon? That's 5 years of building Death Rattle Beast comps, magnetizing mechs, completing quests, and collecting trinkets. It's been awesome to watch Battlegrounds
I bet you
grow
it's
from what
broken.
was pitched as
Everybody's
the
freaking
biggest
flocking
tavern
to it.
brawl ever into what it is today. We are so thankful to our community for being with us over this incredible decade, and we're looking forward to the next 10 years in the tavern together. The future is packed with even more places to explore and adventures to share. More expansions, more mini sets, and more surprises.
I didn't get to do the
Now,
mercenary mode.
let's take a look at what's just around the corner.
One of the amazing things of working at Blizzard is getting to watch other teams pushing the boundaries on their own games. I think we're all genuinely fans of what our coworkers are up to, and it's really special when we find moments to collaborate.
Ooh, those statues though.
What's up, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your adventures among the stars in the Great Dark Beyond. We loved working on this expansion and wanted to take our next mini set further into the cosmos than ever before. Prepare to travel beyond Azeroth, beyond Warcraft, and into Heroes of StarCraft.
What?
I'm super excited for this mini set.
What?
It's the first time we've ever explored another universe this deeply in Hearthstone. A ton of people on the team, so much love for StarCraft. So being able to bring it into the Hearthstone Tavern has been incredible. Some might say, it's about time.
I thought he said it's
Obviously,
about damn time.
we knew we had to go big.
I'm pretty sure
The
that's what he
Zerg,
said.
Terran, and Protoss factions are represented on cards via a faction banner. Not only do the cards in each faction work well with one another, they're also usable across multiple classes. Each of the factions also has a hero card featuring one of the most iconic faces from StarCraft. The Zerg are led by the Queen of Blades
Of course she
herself,
is.
Sarah Kerrigan. She gives Death Knights, Hunters, Warlocks, and Demon Hunters access to an aggro playstyle with near endless swarms of Zerg cards. After all, what would a StarCraft mini set even be without its own version of a Zerg rush?
See,
For the
thank you.
Protoss,
He
we
says
have the
it's
legendary
about damn
Artanis, seeking to
time.
unify his people. He grants his powers to druids, mages, priests, and rogues. He focuses on powerful, high mana cost units and uses the psionic powers of the Protoss to make those cards cheaper.
Wolf.
And finally,
Holy
who else
crap.
could we have to lead the
Thank you
Terran
for the
besides
5
the
months.
iconic Jim
5
Raynor?
months in a row you've
Thanks to
subbed.
him,
That is
warriors,
awesome.
paladins, and shamans will get a hold of the new starship keyword from the
That
main
is
set.
so
But these aren't
awesome.
your average starships. They're battle cruisers. When we first started working on this mini set, we went to the team and asked, what does this need to have in order to truly feel like StarCraft? We've made sure to represent as many units from StarCraft
Good morning,
as possible.
how are you?
There's even one character from Warcraft that snuck their way into the set. Grunty,
Of
the
course.
Terran armored Murloc.
That freaking Murloc.
On top of everything else, Heroes of StarCraft has more cards
I'll
than
have to check it
any
out
mini
after the
set
direct.
we've done before. There's so much to explore here. So many strategies, so many interactions, and so much StarCraft nostalgia. And we might have some special music as well, just for the occasion. Heroes of StarCraft is coming in January 2025.
Warcraft Direct.
But there's even more coming up for Hearthstone.
Literally.
We're making
That's
some
what it's called.
big changes to Arena.
I do. I don't doubt that. I don't deny it. Nothing. Of
As
course I
Leo
do.
mentioned, Arena is getting a major glow up.
Really?
But first, let's talk about what makes Arena special.
Arena is Hearthstone's premium draft mode, where you build your own deck from scratch at the start of every
I'm so
run.
excited that they're
It's all about you flexing your deck building
I'm
skills
gonna
and
finish
card
out the
knowledge to defeat
campaign,
your opponents.
both human and
Believe it or
orc,
not, Arena
on
has
the
stayed
original
mostly the same for 10 years.
Warcraft game.
So we thought it was finally
Just
time for a
to
little
say
bit
that
of
I
an
can finish
update.
it on the
From
original
now
game
on,
with the
there will be
graphics and,
two
and
kinds
with
of
the
Arena
controls.
to choose from.
But when the new one comes out, I'm
Normal
still
Arena
gonna play
has
it with
a
all
shorter
my,
format
with all the freaking
that lets you
updated
complete
stuff.
your runs more quickly, but still gives you that awesome competitive arena experience. And after you've established yourself in the normal arena, you'll be able to descend into the dark, dank cellar of the tavern, where challengers are engaging in high-stakes card play in our underground arena.
See,
Underground
I
has
went
a
out and got
distinctive
some Mountain
basement
Dew
aesthetic,
that has
longer runs,
World
and a
of
new
Warcraft
feature we
on it
call
because they're
Redraft
promoting
on
points
Loss.
to
This
get 'em
means
out.
that when you lose, you'll have the option to redraft cards and edit your deck,
So yes.
refining it to up your chances
have
of winning
statues,
as you take on
collectibles.
more hardened challengers. We heard you also want a way to show off that you're an arena champion. We got you. Arena ratings will be available for both the normal and underground modes. Ranking for the two are separate, with the usual skill-based matchmaking in normal arena. But in underground arena, you'll be throwing caution to the wind
Yeah,
and
see, I went
facing
and
off
bought-
against
what was it?
opponents
It was
of all
like-
skill levels. Whether
I
you're
think
an
I bought it
arena
when it was on
veteran
sale,
or maybe
so
you
I
just
didn't get it
haven't
for the
clicked
10
that
bucks. I
arena
think I
button in
got
a
it for,
while,
like, the
we hope these changes offer you
5
another
bucks or
exciting
something.
way you can enjoy your time in the tavern with us. And I'm happy to tell you all
I
of
normally
this will
don't
be
go
coming
for a
in
lot
the
of Mountain
first
Dew,
half of next
honestly.
year. Now, here's Tyler to share
Once
even
in a
more
while,
of what's in
once
store
in a
for
great
Hearthstone.
while, I'm like, you know, that would taste kind of good. But this one here isn't
Hey,
regular
everyone.
Mountain Dew. This one is citrus
As you
black
can see,
cherry.
we've got a lot of really
This one's actually
exciting
really
things
good.
planned for the next few updates. But what kind of game director would I be if I didn't spill even more beans about what's coming next? It's going to be the year of the Raptor, and you'll be
Year
going
of
on
the
some
Raptor.
awesome adventures in some of your favorite Azeroth locations. Next year, we kick things off with one of our most requested settings as we journey into the Emerald Dream. Here, you'll find yourself in the middle of a legendary face-off between the Druids of the Emerald Dream and the forces of the Old Gods. They'll be fighting a high-stakes battle over the fate of the World Tree in our first
course they're
expansion of the
doing,
year. And things
Emerald
are going to
Dream,
heat up
'cause they
even
just did that
more
in
when the Druids of the
Dragonland.
Flame light up the mini-set. Our second expansion
The
is
Dragon
also
Eyes.
Hearthstone's first ever sequel. As we go back to Ungoro Crater, join Elise on the hunt for a mythical lost Tortolan city. Spoiler alert, keep an eye on that volcano. After uncovering
See,
the
we were
secrets of the
making fun of you
lost
last
city,
night, Wolf, too. We
take
even
part
talked
in a
about how,
grand
like, when you walk
celebration
by, you,
in the
you howl at
33.4
women.
mini set. The party-loving Tortolans are hosting a festival in honor of the mighty dinosaurs of the crater, and we'd hate for you to miss out on all that fun. Closing out the year is our third expansion, where you'll travel with Chromie through alternate realities to
I wonder
recruit
if-
legendary Warcraft
'cause
heroes
sometimes what
like
they
you've
do is that
never
they're
seen
like,
them
hey, if-
before.
if there's,
this all leads to an epic showdown against
bundle,
Murzon
you know, like
at
the
the end
Warcraft
of
chest
time.
rate, if
and
there's a
you won't
bundle that
believe
says
what
that you
happens
want to buy
next.
like
You've seen just how much we've got in
you know,
store
like
for you over the
Diablo
next
2
year.
and 3,
Heroes of StarCraft,
but you already
revamped Arena,
have,
and 3 awesome expansions.
Diablo 2.
We're incredibly
then
excited,
sometimes
and
they
we
make
hope
it
you're
cheaper for you.
incredibly
So I wonder
excited.
if they'll do that. I'll
Thank
have
you
to
so
check
much
that
for
out.
being part of this incredible journey. 10 years in, and our adventures in the tavern together are only just
It's
beginning.
mean but true, Miss Wolf. It's mean but true. You probably are like Adam Sandler. Want to touch the hiney?
Blizzard has this awesome tradition of sharing the journey that each team took to bring their games to life.
Onyxia. Look at that, Ragnaros.
I think this museum is a beautiful way to relive the
They
memories
will
of
probably
development
show at
and
least
passion
part of
with
the
rest of
roadmap.
Blizzard.
Fuck.
What's up, everyone? It's been about a
Uh-oh.
year since I stood on the main stage of BlizzCon and we launched Warcraft Rumble together with all of you. And what a year it's been. All of us on the team have had so much fun watching you dig into our game and explore the hero collection,
Good
the
luck
army
with
building,
that.
the
What are you
nail-biting
doing?
finishes.
What's your interview for?
You've beaten over 900 million bosses. And on the matter of Alliance versus Horde, you picked Team Jaina almost 10% more.
Damn.
But maybe, most importantly, you've summoned over 1 billion angry chickens. That's 2 billion chicken wings.
Cut.
In just a
Going back
second,
one.
we're
Jeremy, we're trying to shoot Rumble here.
Oh, Rumble? Oh, I know a little bit about that. Scoot the camera out? Cool. Awesome. When we started working on Warcraft Rumble, we wanted to make something that harkened back to our strategy roots. Like the first time I booted up Warcraft 2 on my dad's Power Mac
There it is,
7166
Warcraft
AV.
2.
I'm stoked to play those new remasters. But we also wanted to do something in our universe that we'd never done before.
Nope.
So we started imagining that maybe somewhere in the Hearthstone Tavern, there was a mysterious arcade machine that printed miniature versions of the heroes and villains of Azeroth and zapped them to life for you to collect and command. In those kind of early days when we were establishing the art style of Warcraft Rumble, we wanted a sense of tactility. We wanted to be able to pick up and touch the art that we were creating inside of the computer.
No, it's
so
a
some
game.
of us went and printed minis,
apparently
painted
they
them
did
up
make
like
them.
this, and that's kind of really where all this came from. All of these minis were painted by our team. And, well, if I'm a little bit biased, but this little guy's my favorite.
What does that say underneath?
Oh, under here? Yeah. Oh, it says Jeremy. But we've done more than paint minis since our game launched. We've added new dungeons and at least one new mini every single season. We've got the Dark Moon Fair, new zones, and a whole new family feud experience in the game. We added our first raid, Molten Core, and
Ooh,
laid
I never even
siege to
played the
Stormwind.
raid.
In our latest season, we even bust down the doors of Ironforge.
Ironforge.
Now, we ain't stopping there, are we, Vic?
But yes,
Yeah,
Warcraft
let's
has
talk
made
a little bit
toys
about what's
for
coming
years
up.
now.
Starting right now, if you hop into Rumble, we're running
Even
our
back
first
before World
anniversary
of
event
Warcraft
with
was a
some
thing they made
truly
toys.
excellent loot.
We're celebrating 1 year of Warcraft Rumble, so if you jump in after the stream, you'll be able to snag some super cool rewards, like the very valuable Kobold, which we affectionately call the Kogald. Okay, have you scanned this thing yet?
Uh-oh.
Great.
They're having issues
We've
with the
also
feed
been
here.
working on something
Maybe it's just
really
me.
exciting for later in the season. There are some characters in Warcraft that don't fit so cleanly into just one of our families. So we're adding split leaders. These leaders belong to 2 families at the same time, which really expands the possibilities of how you build out your armies. And we're not just adding 1 split leader, we're starting with 3.
Oh shit.
Up first, fighting for the Alliance and Cenarian families, is Malfurion Stormrage. And representing the Horde and Blackrock families, we got Chieftain and former War Chief Orgrim Doomhammer.
Son of a bitch.
And finally, leading Undead and Beasts is Anu Barak. But before any of these 3 new leaders join the fight, we're going to be reworking one that we released this time last year. Sylvanas Windrunner is finally taking her rightful place among both the Horde and Undead. We've got an awesome season ahead of us and can't wait for you to
Orgrim
check it out.
Doomhammer. If you guys
we'll be
ever
right
watch
there
my
with
stream,
you.
I fucking
To
talk
our
about
amazing
him
fans,
all the time.
thank you for an incredible first year of Warcraft Rumble and for your unwavering support. Your passion fuels our creativity and truly drives us forward.
Although, that's
But there was one more thing we wanted to talk about.
the only problem with that model
Right,
that I
there was
saw
one more thing we
is
wanted to
that's
talk
the
about,
model
right?
from the movie. That's not Orgrim Doomhammer from the game.
Nope. That's all I had. See you later.
Okay, Rumble for the PC? I might get behind that. I might get behind that.
We are so excited that you're
What do
here
you mean
to
you have to deal with
celebrate
an ad?
20 years of World of
You just
Warcraft with
subscribed.
us.
You didn't have to deal.
When
you
the
shouldn't
game
have to deal with
first
ads.
came out in 2004, I remember Facebook had just launched.
What is that thing
I'd been
around
in the
her neck?
game
That's cool.
industry for a handful of years when I picked up WoW, and I was in awe. Even when I was running about and exploring on my Night Elf Hunter, I made friends who would group with me and tackle just about anything, including helping me save 40 gold for my first mount. I loved it. I still do, just like many of you. And as most of you know, the game saw absolutely explosive growth in the early years and brought multiplayer gaming to the mainstream. That in turn created countless friendships, camaraderie, and escape for people every day. It still does 20 years later. We dug into our history and discovered that across 2 decades, together, we've accumulated 1 billion days of time played in Azeroth. So many of you have joined us over the years. Some of you have met partners in the world and gotten married. Some of you have even named your kids and pets after characters and locations in the game. Veterans from all over the world. Those who are hearing or visually impaired or have physical challenges. We've welcomed seniors, even whole families playing together with their kids, and so many more who call our world home. No matter who you are, when you come to Azeroth, you can live how you want and be who you want to be.
So they showed on
It's a
Warcraft
gift
Rumble, they
for
showed
so
Orgrim
many,
Doomhammer,
and certainly
which
to
makes me
us.
really
We
excited,
feel
except
it
they showed the
every
version from
day.
the movie and not the version from the game. So that's kind of...
One of those special stories
It's like a little
is live now
irk
on
for me.
Netflix in a documentary called The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. Maud Steen, who played a character named Evelyn,
I still haven't
lived
seen
a
this
life in
documentary yet.
Azeroth that he couldn't in the real world. He suffered from Duchenne muscular dystrophy for most of his life and fought it courageously alongside his incredible family, who I'm proud to have met and fallen in love with. Because of Mats and his role-play guild called Starlight, his family discovered the power of online game communities and advocate for gaming around the world as a source of joy and companionship. Sadly, Mats was taken from this world and Azeroth far too soon. Because of Mats and stories like his, we were inspired to create a charity pet program for Classic and our modern game to support Cure Duchenne, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving and extending the lives of those affected by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We want to thank you in advance for giving to this cause that offers support to people just like Mats. This little cutie is Revan, and he's available until January 6th. He was inspired by the detective agency Mats created for his busy role-play life in Azeroth.
I love when they do monuments.
Right now, we have our
and stuff
20th
like that
anniversary
to people
celebration
in-game.
running in-game. We've got modernized Tier 2 armor sets, classic time walking,
Those Tier 2 sets are just
new world
kick-ass.
bosses, trading post items, rewards, and more with all that nostalgic flavor. In the War Within expansion that we released a few months ago, we've taken the leap into the first chapter of the World Soul Saga. More coming on that. And of course, Classic is always cooking. But this moment is about you. You're the thundering heart of World of Warcraft and always have been. Stay tuned as we share what we are serving up for you. And thanks for making Azeroth a place you call
I gotta
home.
say, since Holly Longdale has been in her position, she's really done a lot for this game. Some of it's been a little slower than others, but she's really done a lot, and I really appreciate her. I haven't gotten the
Hey
pet, by the
everyone,
way.
Clay and I are so excited to be here today during this anniversary celebration to talk about what's coming up for WoW Classic.
I can't believe that after 20 years, my Orc Warrior is still
There is almost
finding
nothing
new
left.
adventures in Azeroth.
I only have
Shout
a
out to
couple
all
more
my buds and
things.
Secondrius.
Feels like just yesterday I was on my Night Elf Druid, ganking some buddies on the Teneris realm at the Crossroads. Sorry about that.
Being on the Classic team and getting to help contribute to this incomparable legacy, which has breathed new life into the original Classic experiences,
I need a second
I'm not sure
monitor so
anything
bad.
compares to it. I love how vocal and passionate our player base is, not only about what parts of WoW's history they want to see come back, but also their passion for things we try and have experimented with.
Speaking of us taking some pretty
we go,
big swings,
Plunderstorm.
in Season of Discovery, we've loved watching you use your new class abilities, take on our all-new
They're
level
going
up
to
raids,
Burning Crusade.
find
That's something
secrets,
I've been-
and team up to
I
defeat
actually
Ragnaros
wanted.
and
I bet you they're
Nefarian.
going to
We're
Burning
looking
Crusade.
forward to the AQ War effort, unlocking very, very soon here, which will lead right into the launch of the Encourage raid. This will bring new changes and surprises that we can't wait to bring to you. Fun new mechanics, difficulty changes, new rewards. You know us well enough by now to know exactly how we'll mix it up as you wager your sanity for ancient Kiraji riches.
Oh, come on, announce it.
Beyond that, for Season of Discovery, we have one more phase to come. We previously announced we will progress through all the phases of the original Classic era. So get ready not only for
Naxxramas,
but new instance content featuring the Scarlet Crusade, as well as adventures in Deadwind Pass.
Deadwind Pass?
To Cataclysm Classic, where
No
we recently
shit.
launched the legendary Firelands. You've undertaken difficult challenges, besting
Classic
Ragnaros
Shadowlands, yeah, right.
and his feet, and are hopefully a few steps closer to getting
The
your
only
very
reason that
own
they would do
Dragon Wrath
Shadowlands
staff.
or even Warlords of Draenor
We're
is if
looking
they were
forward to
adding
bringing
extra
you the
content,
final
like a
phase
season
of
of Discovery,
Cataclysm Classic
but in
when
a
our
classic
Hour of
version.
Twilight patch and
That's the
Dragon
only
Soul
way.
Raid launch early next year. I know you classic players out there must be curious where we're going next. But let's be honest, you know where we're going next.
I don't know about this miss. We just did remix. Mists of Pandaria's gotta be where they stop. Like, I swear it's gotta be where they stop. Oh, that's from the actual cinematic too. That's so amazing. I love that. Pandaria awaits.
The Classic team is proud to announce that Mists of Pandaria Classic is coming, and we can't wait to bring it to you next summer. With its legendary class design and incredible raids and dungeons set amongst a gorgeous environment
Siege of
and backed
Orgrimmar.
by an unforgettable soundtrack.
I
We'll be
never really
traveling
did
back
Throne of
to
Thunder that
experience
much, but I know
all
it's
that
been a big
Pandaria
hit,
has
but
to
Siege of
offer
Orgrimmar.
together.
And how many times have we run Siege
Mist
of
of
Orgrimmar
Pandaria
since
Classic
then?
is super exciting for all of us, as well as Season of Discovery, and we love that we'll continue to be on that journey with you. But we know
You are their
we spent some time on the
favorite
internet,
customer,
and
Dark.
we've heard some
They
of you
literally
out
make
there.
all this stuff just for
you
you.
want something fresh.
Which is why we are so pleased to announce that we are bringing you the Classic experience.
What?
All new Fresh Realms with the WoW Classic 20th Anniversary Edition. And it's happening soon.
How soon, Clay?
Actually soon. These realms will be going live next week on November 21st, but you won't have to rush to level 60. Classic is all about the journey after all. As we've made a
I feel like I
change,
need to
and our
do
first
that
raid,
just to
Molten
get-
Core, won't unlock for a few weeks after launch.
We'll be launching realms of all flavors: PvP, normal PvE, and for the very first time, hardcore, which will progress through the phases in lockstep with the other two. This means a fresh start for everyone at the same time, together on a level playing field with fresh economies on very large realms.
If you missed out on jumping into WoW
Classic.
Classic's initial launch in 2019, this is the perfect time to join our community. These servers will also launch
You're
with some
probably
of the
not wrong,
quality
though.
of life features that came later on, like the Chronoboon Displacer to save your world buffs, and the improved PvP honor ranking system. And yes, we're also pleased to announce that these realms will progress to the Burning Crusade Classic.
I think Gorgrim needs to be
Launching
made.
these servers close to the exact date World of Warcraft came out 20 years ago, alongside all the work we're doing for Season of Discovery, Cataclysm Classic, and Mists of Pandaria Classic means so much to us. We love this game, and we love the community that has made Classic Realms their home alongside their friends.
From all of us on the Classic team, thank you. This amazing journey is one that's been co-written by you, our incredible community.
Hi everyone, we're in the middle of such an incredible
Ian.
moment for World of Warcraft. The World Soul Saga kicked off in August with the launch of the War
I'm
Within,
gonna guess they're gonna
and we have
mention
been
something
so
about
excited
Midnight,
to
but
dive into
definitely the next
expansion
patch.
alongside all of you.
Whether you
Or not the
enjoy
next patch, but
raiding,
the next major
dungeons,
patch.
delves, PvP, collecting
11.1.
appearances, pets and mounts, role-playing, or exploring the open world, we hope you found a part of Azeroth that brings you joy. It's humbling to be standing here on the eve of WoW's 20th anniversary. Looking back, 20 years ago, I was fresh out of school, and I had just seen enough of the beta to know that I needed to play this game, and then immediately stopped to avoid spoiling the experience for myself. I'd booked a couple days off work for launch and was looking forward to really diving into Azeroth. But little did I know that my server would be offline for the first few days due to overwhelming demand. Shout out to Mal'Ganis. But even less could I imagine how this game would in so many ways define the rest of the course of my adult life.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So, let's talk about what's coming up for World
Here
of
we
Warcraft.
go.
Starting with what's on the horizon. We have 1107 Siren Isle, which is currently up on our public test realms.
I have
This
not
update will
tested
go
it.
live
I want to be
next
surprised.
month, and it has something for everyone. On the narrative front, this update includes epilogue quest lines for Dalaran and the Kirin Tor. No spoilers, but this storyline features the mysterious Haranir, who also played a starring role in our expansion release cinematic. We'll also get into the prologue for where we're going next, but more on that in a minute. 1107 also, of course, brings its namesake, the Siren Isle, a new outdoor environment to explore, full of mysteries to uncover, and rewards to help catch up your
That
alts
ring is gonna be
and
neat.
prepare for the next War Within season ahead. Plunderstorm is returning, this time with a plunder store to give you more flexibility in earning your rewards instead of that linear renown track. Also making a return will be the latest iteration of our Turbulent Timeways event and a Winter Veil revamp. We can't wait
A
for you
revamp
all to
of Winter
experience this
Veil?
update next month.
Nice.
As an additional treat for those of you invested in the story of the War Within, we will be releasing a novella that explains exactly what happened to Jaina and Thrall after they left us. This novella is narrated by none other than Chris Metzen and available today.
Oh, that's a tease right there.
So, I know many of you have already seen 1107, but you have to be wondering where the War Within is going to take us after that.
Here we go.
Okay. So following Xal'atath's trail is going to lead us to a location that I've been personally excited about since we first settled on the idea of an underground expansion. Undermine, the capital of the Goblins'
Undermine.
trade empire.
Fucking
Fittingly,
finally.
our name for the 11.1 patch is Undermined with a D. Now this is a city unlike any city we've seen before in World of Warcraft, standing as a testament to the intelligence and creativity of the goblins.
We
as
have to be
masters of
getting a Tinker
technology
class this
and
fucking
alchemy.
expansion.
And as our adventures continue, we will learn more about goblin culture than ever before. What's important to them, what problems they're trying to solve, what they're capable of as a society. Everything that makes them truly unique, beyond the humor and the explosions. Though, just to be clear, there's going to be a whole lot of explosions.
Awesome.
You'll arrive at an
Now I
Undermine
gotta
that's
level
plunged
my,
into
my
conflict between the
71
four
warrior
major
goblin up.
goblin cartels: Steamweedle, Blackwater, Bilgewater, and of course, the Venture Company. You will align yourself with a group of your choice and run into notorious goblins like Monty Gazlo, Renzik the Shiv, Baron Revelgaz, Marin Noggenfogger, and more. Now, if you're going to be in cahoots with a goblin cartel, you can't be seen rolling around in anything less than a truly blinged out ride. So early on, you'll earn a vehicle designed just for Undermine to push the boundaries of locomotion within World of Warcraft.
Of course, because that was
Undermine
like in
was
the
built
Goblin
for
opening
speed,
too.
with roads designed for driving, which is just as well, because this car travels much, much faster than your regular ground mounts.
Oh,
You
snap.
can also further adjust your car's driving characteristics. Do you prefer grip, or do you want to drift more? Do you want more acceleration, even if it's
Are
going to
they
come at the
really creating
expense of your top
Warcraft?
speed? That's up to you. You can try it all and rule the streets of Undermine, living your life
Warcraft cart?
440 yards at a time.
Like Mario Kart, the Warcraft cart.
We'll also be adding a new dungeon in Undermined, Operation Floodgate, which is a race to stop a group of goblins from blowing a dam that would bring ruin to the Ringing Deeps. This dungeon will also be immediately available as part of our new Season 2 dungeon pool on Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus difficulties,
Nice.
alongside the 4 other launch dungeons and 3 returning legacy dungeons. Now, we'll have many more details in the weeks ahead, but I can tell you that one of those legacy dungeons, naturally, in light of our goblin theme here, is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth. Continuing to build upon one of our favorite parts of the War Within, this new zone brings with it 2 new delves for you to explore, and we're
Nice.
creating new variations on the existing delves.
We're also introducing seasonal updates to Bran Bronzebeard, a new adversary to follow Zek Veer, and a new set of goblin-inspired curios for Bran. Of course, a new season also means a new raid zone. We have an 8-boss raid called the Liberation of Undermine coming your way, which takes you through the streets of the city and into the magnificent Galagio, brimming with color and extravagance that also hides the dark secrets of its owner, the one and only Gallywix. And for the arena PvPers out there, we're also introducing a new arena
in the
map
raid?
set right amidst the city. Now, some of you may be wondering how Xalatath fits into all of this, and how goblin politics relate to the fate of our world soul. But rest assured, Undermine plays a vital role as a continuation, a next chapter in the many stories that are unfolding in the War Within. We will have a lot more to share on that front in the months ahead.
Baron. Come on, you guys got to give a hint at what's going on in
That
Midnight.
is just the beginning of what we have planned
There's the
for the
roadmap.
next year. Now, as you can see, 2025 is going to be an incredible year
New
for
content,
both modern
Nightfall.
and classic WoW players.
Definitely gonna have to go back and look at that. I'm sure they got
As
a
the
map up
World Soul
somewhere.
saga continues to unfold, we are reflecting on these past 20 years with immense gratitude as we lay the foundations upon which to build the next 20. On behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team, thank you so much for being the heart of the history of Azeroth. Whether you've just joined our community, been with us for the last 2 decades, or somewhere in between, thank you for making Azeroth your home. And speaking of home, the team does have one more thing to share with you.
Oh. Oh my god, they're putting in player housing. They finally did it. They finally put in player housing, Dark. That's exactly home, sweet home. Yep. Player housing. Do you know how many people are screaming about this right now? Taliesin and Soul Breezy, those two are screaming right now. Especially Soul. Wow, player housing. Oh, it's coming in midnight. Oh, that's
Thank
insane.
you for joining us today and for being with us for the past 3 decades. The Warcraft universe is a living, breathing world that's been experienced by over 250 million players around the globe. That's millions of stories of adventure, laughter, and true connection. And as the years have passed and our communities have grown and evolved, the statue behind us reminds us all how important Warcraft is and continues to be. It serves as a reminder of our shared passion for building Azeroth together. And it's you who truly bring Warcraft to life, our players, and the communities you are a part of. Thank you for being the lifeblood of this world that means so much to all of us. 30 years of history is the perfect foundation upon which we will build for the bright future ahead, and we can't wait to walk that road alongside you. And before we go, we want to share something very special. This September, 190 performers took to the stage to celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with a series of concerts in Switzerland. Prepare to dive back into the history of World of Warcraft through its incredible soundtrack performed live. And whether this music invokes cherished memories or you're hearing some of these pieces for the first time, we hope you enjoy the performance. Here's to the next 30 years.
They didn't mention, other than player housing for midnight, they didn't mention anything about midnight, but man, that's gonna be huge. That is gonna be huge. Player housing is gonna be huge. And I bet you it's gonna be highly ridiculed at the same time. We'll see how that goes.